Jonathan Mummolo, we've methodically gone down the ballot during the past few months. We've interviewed every Democratic candidate fighting for the nomination in the race for Prince George's County Executive, but today we're calling on your expertise to pull it all together and look at the big picture. What is the status of this race for County Executive heading down the final stretch?
Well, basically, this race turned out to be, I think, a lot more exciting and contested than a lot of people might have thought it would have been late last year. Rashern Baker is a former delegate, and he's been on the show, and he's widely considered to be one of the front runners in the race. He's run twice before. He lost both times to the current county executive, Jack Johnson, and last time he came on really strong at the end of the race and only lost by like a couple points. So the conventional wisdom going in was he's had 4 years to pick up those 1 or 2 percentage points, and it should be no problem, except Sheriff Michael Jackson hopes to dash that theory. And he has mounted a strong campaign, and at this point it's being seen by insiders as really pretty much neck and neck. Jackson has endured some scandals in his department, which you've also talked about. And a lot of people thought that he, was so politically damaged by them he wouldn't be able to mount a viable campaign, but he has really proven them wrong, I think.
Has it? Is it he who has proven them wrong? Because it's an open secret that County Executive Jack Johnson is supporting Michael Jackson. What do you think his input in the race has done for Michael Jackson? It seems to make a crucial difference.
I mean, I think that this race is kind of going to hinge in large part on what folks in the county think of Jack Johnson right now, and how they measure the past 8 years of him as county executive. Like you said, it's kind of an open secret. Johnson won't admit that he's supporting Jackson, but it really just makes sense. Baker is his longtime political foe. He stands to lose a lot of his influence in the county if Baker takes over. And he is, there are a lot of compelling signs that he's lending his support to the guy that has the best chance of beating Baker, which right now is Michael Jackson. I have found by talking to officials and residents and trying to get as much of a sense as I can without an official poll, Johnson is pretty much a divisive figure in the county. Some people love him, some people hate him. And the question is, which camp has more people in it?
Well, we talked earlier with Tom Sherwood about the Washington Post endorsement of Adrian Fenty and the effect that is likely to have in the district. Is it different in Prince George's County? The Washington Post has endorsed Rashern Baker. I just get the impression that it's slightly different in Prince George's County, don't you, Tom?
Well, of course, it's a different place, but I do think the Post has it's whatever new media we talk about, what's online. The Post has significant penetration in the suburbs and in the city for political things. So I think the endorsement means something. Certainly, the candidates go in for the interviews to get the endorsement. If it weren't important, they wouldn't go to the interviews. So I think it's important. I think Baker was endorsed 4 years ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's what you have to look at.
And I realize you're not on the editorial page. That's a
have
different world, and you wouldn't be caught dead in their presence. But go ahead with the answer.
Right, and I don't know who wrote that endorsement, and I wasn't involved in it at all. But I mean, I guess one thing I would caution is that he was, endorsed by the paper 4 years ago, like you said, and he didn't win. So
it's not a free ticket, but it means something to get the endorsement of an editorial page that can talk about you for several times, not just that once.
Well, Jonathan Mummolo says it's neck and neck between Rashern Baker and Michael Jackson.